Also part of Cobham's heritage is the 19th century working watermill. We spoke to Richard Ward, chairman of the Mill Trust. Richard, tell us about this beautiful watermill we have behind us.
Well, where to start? It was originally built around about 1820 and was working until the early 1900s. And then it fell into disrepair, it became a storehouse, it became all sorts of things. And eventually it was taken over by what was the Environment Agency, what became the Environment Agency. And they had to install new weirs just behind me here. And as a result of that, they decided that they could stabilize the building, which was at the time beginning to fall into the river. It was leaning quite badly. And as a result of their rebuild, they decided that they would stabilize the mill and put a lot more land out here behind us, between the river and the mill. And ultimately, a team of volunteers, all from the local area, volunteered to restore the mill. And they managed to do this in about a 2-year period. All retired, mostly retired people, and Boy Scouts helped. They helped to clear the river and that sort of thing. And eventually, I can't remember the exact date, but I think it was around about 1993, the mill was up and running again. So that's the brief history of the mill. Yes.
And I understand it's the only working watermill in Surrey.
It's, as far as we know, it is the only working watermill in Surrey.
And how often does it run?
It runs once a month, on average once a month, April through to October. And on other occasions, when we have private parties coming, like the Scouts, the Guides, and we get parties of people who just come walking through, and they arrange to come into the mill. So we open it up and hopefully get it running if it's all working. Yes.
Obviously it relies on the forces of the water, and there was a lot of it around earlier this year. Did that cause you many problems?
Not many problems, just one main problem, that the place was full of water to a depth of about 18 inches above the floor level. So we lost a lot of equipment, a lot of replaceable stuff, and it took about a couple of months at least to get the place cleaned up again, repainted, re-cleaned, and get it back into operation again. Yeah, so we missed the April opening, and we first opened in early May.
But no lasting damage?
No lasting damage, no lasting damage. The people who built it knew how to make things last. There's a lot of heavy cast iron work in there, so yes, we were able to clean it up and lubricate it properly and get it going again, yes.
And does it actually grind still? It
does, of course, yes. Yes, and if you go inside, you can put your hand underneath it and have the flour coming out into your hand, yes.
And what about upkeep and maintenance? Is it like a sort of a rare car in that it needs constant TLC?
It needs constant TLC, but obviously we don't run it very hard. We run it as moderately speedily as we can. We have to make sure that it's lubricated and all the adjustments are just right. But today, unfortunately, the river level is low and we're having to run at very low speed. It's very difficult to keep it going. You put too much grain in and it will just stop. So we have to be very careful with that. There is somebody doing some maintenance, I think, every month. There's something that needs adjusting, something that needs repairing. Like today, a paddle has come off, so we've got to replace that. That will be done, won't be done tomorrow, but it will be done during the next month. And we'll be up and running, ready for October.
It's very much a lost art. I can't imagine there are very many people that have got water wheel skills still around at the moment, so you've had to teach yourself, have you?
Yes, we've had to teach ourselves. You learn by practice, that's the way we do it here. Yes, it's all done by volunteers, mostly retired people, and I think everybody enjoys doing it. Yes, it's a great deal of fun. And it's we do it with pride. We actually managed to keep it going, which is rather remarkable in some cases.
Well, long may it continue, and thank you very much.
Next week on Living Surrey, we'll be celebrating British Food Fortnight with an award-winning Surrey butcher, as well as learning how growing your own isn't just good for you, but for local wildlife too. See you next week.